The third and final week of the preseason is here. A fourth exhibition game is a thing of the past. It's the Panthers and the Bills, next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to upstate New York and Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park. After this, the games count for real. Good to have you with us, Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. Greg, back in the day, it was 6 preseason games, then 4, now 3. So here we are. This one, the last tune-up before the regular season gets going.
Yeah, and I know it's easy to start looking ahead to the regular season, and of course there's an excitement that comes when the games get real, but for so many players on these rosters, this is where careers and opportunities are made. I know from talking to these coaches, they're coming in. This game matters. It's how they build their roster. It's how they make the last couple difficult decisions, because once these teams get cut down for the start of the regular season, the real games get going, and they want to make sure they have the right guys in that locker room come week 1.
And they'll force him out of bounds right at the 25-yard line. The Panthers coming out, and they're led by their quarterback, Bryce Young. Rocky rookie season for the #1 overall pick out of Alabama. But, Greg, here's the guy the Panthers hope can get this franchise going in the right direction.
These preseason games, Mike, they could be a little bit tricky because on one hand, you want to protect your starters. You want to make sure you go into week 1 of the regular season as healthy and as prepared as possible. But for a lot of the guys on this roster, especially these backup quarterbacks, this is a great opportunity not only to prove your worth in the NFL, but these are a lot of valuable opportunities and reps that don't necessarily come once the regular season gets kicked off.
On first down, it's right back to Hubbard. And he'll get forward for a couple. Matt Milano there to stop him. Look him up on a 2nd down and 8. They'll motion the tight end, Thomas. Another run here with Hubbard. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
This is how you draw up your opening possession when you're on the road. The longer the drive goes, the quieter the crowd gets. Continue to mix in that run game. Let's see if they can finish off by putting this ball in the end zone.
They'll go again with Hubbard. Not a whole lot there as he'll work it down to the 46. Terrell Bernard, they're on the tackle. 2nd down and 8. Young hands it to Hubbard. And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. The lane closed quickly. And here comes 3rd down. They'll go play action with Young. That's into the hands of Mingo. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Tremble comes in motion. On the give, it's Hubbard. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. So, not much to speak of in terms of scoring in that first quarter of play. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. More after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's a handoff to Hubbard. And the Panthers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Let's give some love to the big guys up front here, Mike. The offensive line is looking good here early to start the game. Couple nice big explosive runs. Expect them to continue to lean on the big guys up front as the rest of this game unfolds.
They'll run with Hubbard. Marked down at the 6. Two minutes remain in a scoreless first half. Greg and I back in Buffalo after this. Here's another shot from the 6 at 2nd and goal. From the gun, it's Young. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Jonathan Mingo, the intended target. Now they'll be looking at 3rd and goal.
You can just see the reaction on the sideline. This defense thought they had themselves a critical stop. The mantra down here for all defensive coordinators, Mike, is takeaways, field goals. That's what you're trying to do, and man, they were this close to coming away with a huge takeaway.
Trying to reach for the goal line, but he's going to come up just short. Wow, that's going to set up 4th down. Want to finish this opening drive with 6, so the decision is go for it on 4th and goal. They'll motion the tight end, Thomas. They'll go for it with Hubbard. And that big offensive line, clearing space. He's in. Chuba Hubbard. Touchdown, Carolina. Greg, I wasn't so certain about leaving the offense out there, but they did, and it paid off with a touchdown.
And I love it, Mike. I think we're starting to see this more and more often in today's NFL. Take advantage of field position. Put the trust in your offense. It's exactly what their head coach does here, and certainly pays off.
So now, after the touchdown, Pinheiro out to kick it away. Here comes a return from the 5. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So, out come the Bills and the face of the franchise. 28-year-old Josh Allen. Year 7 already with Buffalo. The last 4 years, over 4,000 passing yards in each. The man who makes this team go.
Make no mistake about it, Mike. Even though these games might not mean a lot in the grand scheme of things, they certainly matter when it comes to the evaluation of these rosters. You just can't replicate these situations of live reps in practice. So what do coaches do? They give guys a little bit of taste in the preseason games. Can you separate yourself from the rest of the pack? I'm excited to see who steps up, who makes a case to snatch one of these roster spots over these next couple hours.
On 2nd down, Allen. He gets this to the tight end, Dalton Kincaid. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Now a 3rd and 2. Again, it's Allen to the air. And he's going to have the 1st down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down. That's to the rookie from Florida State, Keon Coleman. They're going to have it 1st and goal. He'll be out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. A huge play just before the half. An even 40 yards.
1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
To throw again, it's Allen. That is caught, and he's in. Khalil Shakir. Touchdown, Bills.
And what a response by this offense. It's not easy taking the field, Mike, for the first time in the game, and you find yourself already down to score. They watch their opponent kind of march down the field and score on the opening possession, and they're able now to go out and square it on up. Allows you to take a deep breath, maybe get a little confidence for your defense to go out and get a stop. And they come over with this extra point. We got ourselves a tie ball game.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. Raheem Blackshear on the return. And with a well-placed kickoff, that's what these new rules can do for you. They're going to be back up now to start this drive. The Panthers offense and their back Chuba Hubbard set to come back on the field. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Young. First down throw there is incomplete.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call. I like the idea of using the passing game to try to give your offense a little breathing room. You find yourself in the shadow of your own goalpost, Mike. Worst case scenario, you do not want to punt out of your own end zone. So I like the idea of trying to pick up some positive gains through the air. But they've got to come up with some completions and try to pick up at least one first down, or you're going to put your defense in a tough spot.
On 4th down, the longtime special teams ace, Johnny Hecker, on to punt, as he'll have to hit it from his own end zone. It's a short kick. Fair catch is called for, and they're going to be in business with a short field to work. The Bills offense going to get it one last time here late in the opening half. On 1st down, it's Allen. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
Well, can't afford another incompletion here. Quickly, it is 3rd and 10. Inside the 10, it is caught. And he will score. Keon Coleman. Touchdown, Buffalo.
You hear coaches, you hear commentators, everybody talks about that middle four, Mike, the final 2 minutes of the second quarter and the first 2 minutes of the third quarter. Here they are now. They go down and they steal a late touchdown to end the half. Remember, they're going to get the ball first coming out of the break.
The extra point by Bass is good. And the Bills will move out to a 14-7 lead. Just 8 seconds now until halftime, and the kick's away. The return team gonna let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Throwing is Young. He's gonna take a shot down the field. That's gonna wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half.
You know, Mike, there's the saying in the NFL, take what the defense gives you. But that's not always the case. Sometimes you have to force a ball downfield. Show the defense you are willing to take big shots. Even though they weren't able to connect, it's going to have an impact the rest of the game.
So we've reached halftime here in the final week of the and instead, why don't we get right back to it as we'll get ready for the third quarter. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Bills offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. From the gun, Josh Allen. He gets it to Samuel, left side. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Allen. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Out of the gun, here's Allen. That's taken in by Shakir.
It's pretty evident, Mike, when a quarterback and his wide receiver are operating on the exact same page. The anticipation, the timing, the accuracy of both the route and the ball. And when they're working together like this, that's the definition of teach tape.
And it looks like he's going to have that 1st down. He will, not by a whole lot, but he's got it enough. They convert on 3rd down.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Allen. A short throw caught by Kincaid. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. They run with the 3rd-year man. It's James Cook. And a nice run. He's got a 1st down tackle made right at the 35-yard line.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
Throwing now, Allen here on 1st down. Down inside the 10. He is in. Khalil Shakir. Touchdown, Bills. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. Bass's kick is good. And the Bills will take a 21-7 lead. Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. He'll start at the 4. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Now the return man is a bit slow getting up after that kick. You hope against hope here in the preseason, especially, that it's not too serious. This drive begins with a run by Hubbard. Trying to find somewhere to move forward, but nothing going. Tackled for the loss of a yard. So we are through 3. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Throwing, Dalton. Catch is made, that's Mingo. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
Another try, 2nd and 10. To throw is Dalton. That's into the hands of Jonathan Brooks. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line.
And when the Panthers decided to make the change from the former 1st overall pick Bryce Young to Andy Dalton, it was to make throws like this, Mike. The ability to push the ball downfield, get through your progressions and your reads. bring a little life to this Panthers offense that over the last couple years has really been one of the worst in the league.
That is knocked away. Incomplete. Good coverage there defensively. All over him. And it'll be second down. They'll drop to throw. That one knocked away. It is incomplete. Very good job defensively. Stayed right with him. And we'll bring up third down. Now it's Dalton. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's fourth down.
A great pass rush is like a closer in baseball. When you bring them into the game, it's all but over. That's exactly the case here. It doesn't result necessarily in a sack, but it was the hit that altered the throw just enough to end that play before it started.
Now or never, they'll throw on fourth down. And that is incomplete. They had their chance. They took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Got to let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on downs. So now here comes the Buffalo offense heading back out onto. So they come to the line for first down and 10. They'll run. It's Ty Johnson. And he'll get this across midfield as he's brought down following a pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's second and 5. Another run here with Johnson. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now it's third down.
A gain of a yard on the play. Brings up third and 4.
They'll go again with Johnson. Looking for room out on the edge. You're not going to find it. As a matter of fact, I think they tracked him down behind the line of scrimmage. Good job by the defense, and it's fourth down. The Bills bringing on the punt team. Back deep, it's Raheem Blackshear. Oh, not the greatest punt there. This is going to hit and go out of bounds.
At their own 10-yard line.
Here is first and 10. Now Dalton. He's going to air this one out. That's going to be incomplete, so no help there. And we're likely down to a final snap. They'll come up now for second down. Here we go. One final play. And the final throw of the game winds up incomplete, and that will do it. This one comes to an end. So the Bills Mafia goes home happy. It's a win for Buffalo. They finish the preseason on an up note. Now they'll have a couple weeks to get ready for the season opener coming in September.
The Bills make me